Hey everyone, welcome back to the Soundbite. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be jumping into a new band here on the channel, Nemophila. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Nemophila? Yeah, Nemophila. Sorry, I thought it was Nemophilia. Nemophila with a song called Rise. There is another band from Japan that's been suggested to me to check out if I like all this stuff like Love Bites and Bandmade and Hagain and all these great bands that I've been discovering from Japan. So I'm going further down into the Japanese rabbit hole of metal and rock. I don't know what sort of band this is, if it's a metal or a rock band, if it's super heavy or kind of melodic, I don't know, we'll find out. But this has been suggested by many people over the last couple of months, I guess you could say. So I never heard of this band, so this is my first time checking out this band ever. I'm very intrigued to see what it is, because I've been liking everything that I've checked out from Japan so far that's been suggested to me, so I'm sure this will be just as great. So let's get into it. Anyway, this is Nemophila with the song called Rise, official music video. Alright, down the heavy route. Alright, so it's I guess it's a bit of a metalcore sort of band. Usually one of the trademarks of that is the sort of melodic and the heavy sort of contrast. What's the deal with the guy in the front? Looks like he's painting or something. Got a nice groove to it. There's the breakdown. Cool little guitar bit there. Alright, before a solo kicks in, I'm going to get into it. Not a super long song, just over 3.5 minutes. I'll just pause it right there, and there's this guy that seems to be popping up in the video, and it looks like he's painting. I guess he's doing a portrait or something of the band. Yeah, I'm guessing he's not in the band himself, so yeah, I don't know, it was just sort of weird there, but yeah, interesting song, metalcore kind of stuff. I don't know if it's specifically metalcore, but it's definitely got those sort of metalcore vibes, certainly with that contrast of the melodic singing and the sort of heavy grooves. Yeah, it's definitely one of the heavier ones that I've checked out from Japan for sure, and I'm sure there's a lot of bands that are kind of doing that kind of style of music as well, so I would say that it's just, yeah, like it's got heavy and groove and all that kind of stuff. It's got some really cool riffs and stuff. The drummers, like always, you know, like I said before, the drummer stands out a little bit, you know. So doing her thing with a single bass there, so that's interesting. It's I guess the double kicks, like the double bass thing, is not much of a thing anymore. Like I guess it was probably more of a 80s sort of 90s kind of thing, I guess. But drummers have kind of scaled their kit back because you don't really need the two. I guess it's more for look, I guess, you know. So I honestly do like the double kicks or the double bass, you know. It looks really cool. But I'm sure loading and setting it up is probably a huge hassle. But anyway, Nemophila, so it's pretty cool so far. Definitely a lot of energy. Okay, so we got some guitar duel going on here, some trading off of the twin guitar attacks, which is really cool. That's an old school element, so they're kind of, you know, some old school heavy metal sort of vibes along with that modern sort of metalcore sort of sound. There you go. That's the finished artwork, I guess. Yeah, that's sort of more of an abstract sort of style there. Yeah, that was cool. I enjoyed that. It was alright. It was heavy, fast, energetic, sort of had a lot of pace to it, but a lot of groove aspects. Some cool guitar work going on there with the trade-off between the two guitar players. So like, yeah, sort of like a blend of like that sort of a little bit of the old school aesthetic combined with like the sort of modern metalcore sort of sound, you know. So I referenced metalcore, but I'm sure there might be a sort of different thing. I'm not really sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as long as you enjoy the music, right? But it does seem like the metalcore style, that sort of genre, seems to be just kind of thrown away everywhere, like with anything that's like that doesn't fit into like a thrash death sort of like traditional metal sort of thing, you know. But I'm sure there's a lot of tangents that go off of that, you know. So there's obviously progressive metalcore and things like that, you know. So yeah, that was great, you know. Like another band from Japan that just is doing great stuff, you know. It's fantastic, a whole world of music that I just was not tuned into, I guess, you know. So, and like I said before, this is one of the things that I wanted to get out of the channel was to kind of discover these bands that I had no idea was around, you know. So it's a big world out there, you know, especially nowadays where music is so like out there, like it's just so saturated, I guess you could say. And there's no longer just that one avenue like the old days, you know, where like music was just kind of fed to you, you know. Like nowadays you kind of have to seek it out a bit more. So a lot of the work now comes down to the listener, not so much just the marketing departments from the bands and stuff and the labels and stuff. It's that the listener's got to sort of seek it out a little bit more, you know, which is, I think that's what's made it so difficult to kind of discover these bands, you know, because unless it's like someone telling you, like I'm discovering these bands because of this channel, because of you people that are listening and watching this stuff. But not everyone has that sort of platform, you know, so I'm always intrigued to find out, like, you know, where do people discover music, you know, where did you discover Nemophila, for example, you know, like, let me know in the comments, like, how did you discover this band? And how do you normally discover new bands for the first time? Is it just traditional word of mouth? Do you kind of see advertising for it? Do you sort of look at the suggestions made from YouTube and Spotify and things like that? Or do you kind of stick to like those sort of old school traditions like your radio and your magazines and stuff like that, you know, because those things still do exist. They're just not as predominant as they used to, you know. So it's an interesting conversation to have, and I've asked many people about it and I can never really get a definitive answer. So I'd like to know just from you how you discover music and how you sort of find new tunes to listen to and new bands like this, you know, because I'm discovering this band through here. But I'm sure many of you discovered this band through other avenues. So let me know, and we'll have a discussion about it. Anyway, thank you for tuning in as always, and I will see you in the next video.